Okay guys, as you're weaving, you know that you're doing this correctly if when you look closely at your weaving, like look down here at the bottom part, notice that you can't see any of those brown warp strings. Right here are my warp strings, and notice that you can just see the colorful weft strings, like the orange and this lighter brown and purple, right? So I know that I'm doing it correctly. I'm following that over under pattern. Every single time I'm always doing the opposite of what I did last, and that's how I know that I'm on the right track. So you know that you're doing it incorrectly if when you are weaving you start to see the weft string. Even if just like a little bit here and there, that means you're missing the pattern, okay? And that means you're doing under a few times in a row and over a few times in a row when you should always be doing the opposite of what you did last, right? So this is how, this part at the top here, that's incorrect. And the easiest way to undo that is just to unweave your last step. So you could use the needle and kind of go back and unweave it, or you could always just take the yarn off. So I'm just gonna cut the yarn off of the needle here. And then I'm going to very gently just undo the stitches, those rows of stitches that were incorrect. And I'm just gonna take it the whole way back to the last row that does look correct. So let's see. That looks good. And that, oh, nope, I have one more incorrect one on this side. So it all started right here. I did 2 under, right? So if you mess up the pattern one time, it can really throw you off for a while. So, don't be surprised if you make a mistake here and there. It's probably gonna happen to everybody at some point. And then once you fix it, put your yarn back through the eye of your needle, tie it back onto there, and then you can just continue on with wherever your yarn is at now. So right now I finished it over here. I'm gonna flip it over, and now this one I also did over on this one last, so now I'm gonna go under. Okay, as you guys are weaving, if you're not consistently pushing down the weft strings, they can start to kind of get like really disorganized, and you can't really tell like how much you've woven. And so pretty much, so you can see like I'm not pushing them down right now, and they're starting to get like a little bit crazy up here. And so every 1 or 2 times that you pull some yarn across, you have options for how you could do this. You could just take your fingernails and kind of like push them down very gently, or I will have forks out on the table, and these are really nice because they'll fit right in between the warp strings, and you just can kind of gently use the fork to pull those down until you don't see those weft strings in between. Right, so I can flip it over on this side, and I just have one here, and it just takes a second. Set that down, and then you can keep going.